And we are here. We're back. It is everyone's favorite show, my favorite show. Anyway, we do this once a quarter. Welcome to the State of Chess with me, Danny Rensch here, the State of Chess.com here on Chess.com. And we're going to do what we normally do on this show. For those of you who don't know what it's all about, we talk features and product. We talk fun as far as things that we're working on. We meet with staff members and let you guys know a little bit more about the team here at Chess.com. We take your questions throughout not just the months leading up to it, using the different communities we have. Discord particularly is where a lot of the questions we're going to get into today come from. And then we usually end it with an open AMA style. So if you've got feedback for Chess.com, you've got some questions, we've got answers, this is your opportunity to throw it in the chat. The team is working hard, not hardly working. They're there in the background, observing, waiting, watching, judging me on camera, doing it wrong. But we're going to do our best here today to have a lot of fun with you and just hang out. This is a show that is about you, the community, and to get into things and have some fun. So thank you to everyone who's already here. We just finished the Title Tuesday. I don't even know who won, so I know we just finished it, but congratulations to whoever that was. And I don't know what blankies are, so maybe that's the first thing I'm reading on camera that I shouldn't, but I'm like Ron Burgundy. So be gentle, community. Be gentle with the usernames and the things you'll throw me, because I'll probably read it on camera. Hikaru won. Okay, right. Big surprise. I guess I should have just, gotten that memo a while ago. But thanks for being here. I see you, Terry Richard, over on YouTube. I see you, everybody on Twitch. Always double check what's up. It was a good Title Tuesday. That's good to know. So, okay, well, again, we are here. You see the agenda, right? Oh my God, I did it right the first time. I'm going to weatherman it for you and try not to look too dyslexic. And we're going to start working through those topics. So let's jump right in. It's been a few months since we let you know what we were doing here, and here's what we did. We got our month in review first, the April month in review. The way we like to do this again is to kind of scroll through, but like I said, this show is about the community. Give us your questions and we'll follow them, and the team will gather things as we go. So a lot of the things we've been doing right now in regards to some of the arenas and tournaments and design stuff is a big part of the transition that a lot of you already know, right? Moving over to our new play arena. So chess.com/play versus what the traditional all-in-one chess.com server has been, which is chess.com/live. I won't get into all the technical reasons for that, but that's led to some just all kinds of very healthy discussions on the back end of how we manage different amounts of traffic, how we're redesigning things, right? And making things a little bit easier and cleaner to understand. So this one here, we talked about some of the improved logic in regards to how we sort events. This is like the big summary of what's on web right here in regards to the thing we're going to get into. Of course, we're going to talk about the end games, which is a big feature that we released this quarter. So this was beta back in April, and we're going to get into what this feature is. We're super excited about the future of this feature, not just in regards to end games, but how we're looking at all the different ways to teach chess and how people can learn and get better. So more on that in the later show to come. What's up, BJH? We see Chess Weave hanging out. What's up, everybody? So lots of fixes, improvements to the backend logic for stats as well. That's been those of you who are OG members here on chess.com, when we use the term V2 and we refer to the dark years of chess.com's UX and UI and where we were at. One of the biggest things to switch over, because even though it was our original sort of design and servers, it was also held all the millions of billions of games that have been played, right? And bringing and migrating those stats has been a really fun process for the backend team. Shout out to you guys. We love you. So we're continuing to work on improving the stats because we want to make those even better than they are. And the first thing to do there is kind of data work and organization. So made analysis settings easier to understand. I love that. Last but not least, we added these opening stats. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is actually pretty cool. So you can actually, get a very, very quick snapshot now of how you're doing in openings in regards to the win percentages that you're bringing to the table. You can already get this in the Explorer tool for master games, right? In regards to, in this position, most popular move is this, white wins 56% of the time, whatever, right? But this is a little bit of a snapshot to maybe give you some guidance. Maybe you're thinking that you're the best player in the world with the Caro-Kann, but actually you lose all the time, right? I mean, data is hard, right? I mean, some say data can make you say whatever you want. I don't, science is real, apparently. So, you know, sometimes it's a hard look in the mirror. Okay, so anyway, that was pretty cool. I love that. I love the visual improvement there. Okay, so Android, we have more Android users than we do iOS users, and you know, so when we get big pushes and improvements there, it's really awesome. We've been improving the offline mode. A lot of people like that, right? When you're on a plane, they always say they have free Wi-Fi. Well, then why doesn't it ever work? All airlines out there calling you out right here. Someone clip it and ship it. If it's really free Wi-Fi, how come it never works? Continuing. Okay. Anyway, so now you can play in a better offline mode experience because we are fighting the good fight against Wi-Fi that doesn't work. Anyway, not too much else to go into that. Then we've got iOS also improved offline mode and guest mode as well. This is super important for us because, again, a lot of people discover chess in the moments that are like sort of passing, right? It's been, obviously, we know this year has been Queen's Gambit. Shout out to you, Beth Harmon, right? The chess world changing forever with the growth of the Queen's Gambit. And, you know, when people sometimes download a chess app on a whim, they want to be able to play things before they have to log in and do different stuff, right? So guest mode there has been something we've been pushing for. Guest mode has been live on the web, you know, for some time now. And now obviously bringing it to iOS is kind of a big deal, yeah, those stats were personally made for you, BJH. We know, but you lose in all your openings. So it actually, that's not necessarily revealing in regards to the stats there. So anyway, we're going to continue here. I'm sorry, not trying to make this a personal show with BJH, but it's fun to see him in chat. Haven't seen that guy in a while. And shout out to all of our mods, by the way. BJH, one of the many people working hard to help Chess.com's community be awesome. Okay, so speaking of community, the not so awesome things that we all know can happen from time to time are fair play and sportsmanship, cheating. And if you don't follow these reports, maybe our mods can throw them in chat. They always do have stats on all the different things that have gone on in regards to that world. This is where I like to do my fun account because I don't always see these numbers until this moment, or they are posted in Slack, but I'm hardly paying attention. Just kidding, Gerard, love you. But usually I get reminded of how many titled player accounts we closed. So we closed 18 titled players. That's never fun. That's actually higher, I believe, than it was in March. Should we find that out? It's actually really easy. I can just change the URL of this article. Let's just go see. How many did we close in March? Fun town. Boom. We'll scroll down to March. See how many we closed. That's a very fast scroll. I got to adjust that setting there. Yeah, only 9. Wow, I knew it was more. It's double. That is double. That is legit more than we had. So that's never a good sign. But obviously, you know, the job is to catch cheaters. And so that's what those stats are about. And title players particularly are the ones getting the most benefits of being a title player, right? With the opportunities to compete in money events. So we got to do it. We got to keep it clean. All right. Well, that's our big review there for April. Let me go check back in with chat and see again all of your questions and your fun. Continue to bring them. And remember, later on in the show, you can see the agenda. When we get into Danny's Corner, we actually had a fun thing today we launched, which is I'm going to be playing a game versus the world. So if you're not on our Discord server yet, we actually just posted the first move in the first video, so you can do that. Go join and you can make a move or get involved in the discussion even before we get into the video later today. Yeah, so we're going to continue to roll through here the next few months. And there you go. Salty clown. People cheat. Who would have thought? Right? Unfortunately, this is true. And cheating cases are the number one pain in the headache of everybody in the world. So there you go. But it is unfortunate when you see it double in terms of title players. Makes me wonder, you know, if you know, what was going on there, right? Maybe we were catching some title players that we often, because, you know, the way that process works is you're building up enough data to when you close, you know, you're certain, right? Because when it comes to statistics, there's always degrees of certainty. And so you're closing when you're ready to go to court, right? And so sometimes we're closing cases not reflective of the events that happened. And I say that because everyone watching this is their own self-proclaimed Sherlock Holmes detective to go see who was closed, right? Sometimes we're closing accounts that we had been building cases on for a while, right? So it's not always reflective of the current events necessarily. It can be that we finally had enough data, right? You know, in someone's regular games, not necessarily in a Title Tuesday or some of the more high-profile events. So that is kind of how that works, and there you go. So to May, let's do it. Let's go to May. I'm excited here. I realize one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up our chat so that I can follow all of you a little bit better. So my apologies for that. I'm going to kind of mess with my screen here for just a second. That's what makes this show great is, you know, the fact that it's completely casual. So I'm going to bring up the chat so I can follow you guys a little more intimately. Let's get closer. Not that close. I do believe in social distancing, so don't get that close, but close enough, right? Okay, there we go. Time for the month of May in review here. So month of May, we had a lot of stuff going on, and the web functionality, the web summary is where we start, right? So a lot of UI functionality improvements. And in May was when we first launched the new events feature, like really live, which is kind of weird because the events feature had been live for some time. In fact, I think in our last State of Chess, we actually, I think we premiered the video that Sam Copeland did, our VP of content, talking about how to use the events feature. But if you're not watching things on events, you probably are, you don't know it, right? When you see Hikaru, when you see, you know, Levy Rosman, Botet, when you see people covering events, often that's the tool they're using now. Again, not just in the live server. So if you didn't know that, you can watch the events. I think the biggest next one coming up, FIDE World Cup. We're all sitting here excited to see what happens with the FIDE World Cup. So probably the FIDE World Cup, and I mean this with all due respect to the Sinkfield and the St. Louis events, the FIDE World Cup is probably your next biggest event before the World Championship. So I'm going to circumvent this a little bit. Let's bring up the FIDE World Cup image just to remind everybody. Well, that's the World Championship image. That is coming up in November, but really the next biggest event on the calendar you should be aware of is the FIDE World Cup, which starts in a week. Pretty much exactly. So this will have the biggest and best players in the world, probably the next most serious event until the World Championship happens. And again, a lot of people look at it is a World Championship, right? To win a World Cup is to become a FIDE World Cup champion. And so this event is big. And I'm actually going to announce now, I didn't even plan on this, but we actually just secured, we will have the live cameras from FIDE. So if you aren't following the events here on twitch.tv/chess, now's the time to do so. We're going to have live camera feeds for the FIDE World Cup. So it's a massive playing hall, and it's always exciting because there's pretty much a great game by a top player every round. In a lot of people's eyes, this event is much more exciting than the World Chess Championship match itself, just because of that. So pretty pumped about that. That's what's coming up in a little bit. So, all right, back to this. What got me on that tangent was our events feature going live. So go to chess.com/events if you haven't yet, and make sure you start watching things from there. So we have a new version of the daily puzzle. And this actually landed. It landed in May to beta, but it actually only just came out to all users a couple weeks ago. So we're going to feature that today. If you're not already using it, much more fun than before. Tracks your stats and your history, so you can see all the daily puzzles you've done previously. You know, you can build up streaks in regards to solving the daily puzzle in a row. So this is a massive overhaul. This is the biggest amount of improvements we've ever done to one of our OGest of features is the daily puzzle. One of the first things we ever did, because we share this story a lot, right? When Eric and Jay first founded Chess.com, it was like, yeah, let's just throw it up there and make some forums, right? Nobody likes chess anyway, right? We'll just be a social site. And then it was like, well, people started demanding a lot of features, one after the other, live servers and daily puzzles. And this was one of the first features they ever launched. And it's one that we share on like every social media platform every day. So it's pretty fun to see it get this mass amount of facelift. And for premium members, if you didn't know, we now have a video you can watch with every daily puzzle. So the daily puzzle, you solve it, but also a lot of our best content creators. I did a video. Eric, our CEO, actually did a video for fun during it. Tata Abrahamia did some videos recently. I think Fiona. So if you haven't seen the facelift to daily puzzle, we're going to feature that today. And it's a blasty Mick Blasterson. So pretty pumped about that. Okay, cool. Yeah. Tanae Jamin says, I agree. It was a great jump from the previous UI. I agree with you, Tanae. The puzzle you redesign is beautiful. So people do love it. This, I mean, sometimes you make decisions that the community doesn't agree with, right? Guilty. I'm a guy who gets yelled at on Reddit on a regular basis for my bad decision making, or so they say. But sometimes you make a redesign improvement, people don't like it. This is like a universal home run, right? Like the daily puzzle is new and awesome and sexy, and if you're not using it, you're missing out. Seriously, it's pretty much awesome. All right, so we're gonna continue with that. Yeah, I don't think there's like anybody saying like bring back the old daily puzzle. Okay, so one thing we added, and there's going to be more to this feature coming, so I'll just kind of say that now, like small teaser, but really, trying to do what we can to tie in all the different parts of the site is like a constant challenge. And that's where our UX and UI guys are, and again, gals are doing everything they can and making awesome strides, because it's always been a huge challenge to have all the different levels of chess understanding and different levels of wanting to be involved or not wanting to be able to push this feature too hard. Don't push this too much but one of the things we're trying to do is make it easier for people to just find when their friends are online, when celebrities are online, easy to watch with one click, rather than, you guys know, I mean, the days of me saying like, how, when we first started streaming on Twitch, I want to play you in a bullet brawl. You got to go to chess.com. I'm on chess.com. No, you got to go to live. Right now I'm in live, right? How do I watch, right? And we're just doing everything we can. Now it's like super easy. You can give people just one link and they can challenge you with the link, right? We have that. We've announced that before. Now, if you find someone's profile page, you can see instantly when they're online and literally click there and join. So just tying in the front end of the web and the live server and mobile and all these things is a constant challenge. And I say that, I said it kind of the making fun way of like, but it's a challenge, right? We've made mistakes, but I think we're also hitting a ton of home runs. And this is one that is, really on the top of our list of just bringing all the different ways someone might want to come to the chess community and quickly find out what's going on. So now you can see an online button instantly and do that. So pretty fun stuff. What else did we do? We added Chess 960 to the Computer Chess Championship. Anyone watch the Computer Chess Championship here? I'm gonna give you guys a second to catch up in chat. I'm gonna test, so don't just say you do. I'm literally gonna like cross check right now and see if you're following the twitch.tv/computer chess. Okay, Corey Zappin, I thank you for the honesty. You don't watch it. Nope. Okay, good stuff. And I'm actually curious. Let's take an impromptu poll right now. Is it because you didn't know about it? Because you did know about it, but don't care about computer chess, or you love computer chess, but you would like to maybe have more interest to follow, like bigger events? Because some of the stuff that happens at the Computer Chess Championship are some of the most crazy moments and most viral things that we do videos to cover when Leela, beat Stockfish with like 1H3, right? Or actually that was Stockfish who beat Leela with 1H3, right? And crazy stuff about it. And it is a server that is constantly running all the time. I'm just going to go there real quick. Full screen mode to the back end. We're going to go full screen mode, full screen. Get Dan off camera. We've got Google. We're going to go to chess.com/CCC, which is the chess.com Computer Chess Championship. It's also streaming to Twitch pretty much nonstop. Sometimes it goes down because it's a 24/7 stream for us. But this is a server we have dedicated, and Eric spends way too much money keeping it afloat because he's a personal nerd for computer chess. Just kidding. Love you. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Anyway, good talk. But yeah, so we're keeping this thing flowing all the time because we're scientists as well, right? We want to see what happens with chess and the best chess computers in the world. And so these guys are just duking it out all the time. They're not guys, they're not gals. They are duking it out all the time. Usually this is how it is. You've got Stockfish, Leela, and then, a latest version of Komodo Dragon, kind of usually around the top 3, but all kinds of other different engines in there. And some of the games that happen here are wild, fascinating, and amazing. And I was just curious how many people knew about it or know but don't care. So there you go. That's kind of one of the things that this show is all about. So you can also go directly to the twitch.tv/computer chess if you want. I'm going to head back over to our article, but there you go. So, and again, we're going to get into the endgames training feature later. What was that? Did anyone else hear that? Is there a knock at my door? This is not one of those like trolls. I'm about to open the door and, Magnus Carlsen's about to walk in. It's not what. No, okay, that was a very weird thing. Let's continue. That was not a joke. I wasn't doing that for a ploy. Okay, that was super weird. Okay, continue. anyway, we'll get into the end games thing later because we're going to do more of a full sort of feature review. Yeah, imagine not being 3,600, right? Imagine. Why do I started talking like this too. I used to judge my kids for talking like this. They walk around going, imagine me being too good for this. No cap. That's bussin'. No cap. That's bussin'. Imagine this. LeBron James, the GOAT, prove me wrong. Whatever I would say, he's goated on the sticks. I don't know. And then I see everyone on Twitch talking like it. And then I look even more awkward. And yeah, it's all PogChamp's fault, man. Darn them. Darn those poggers. John G, the endgames feature is actually crazy. I remember opening up 10 different tabs with drills on all of them and had different board sides. Thank you so much. That's awesome to hear. Seriously, I'm not booming, you're booming. Okay, maybe booming a little bit. The endgames feature is so much fun and so frustrating and very educational at the same time. I'll get into that a little bit and talk about it and give shout outs to kind of the origination of how we kind of arrived at that. And I think it's going to be a future fun way for a lot of different exciting ways to be even more motivated, right? And excited to dive in and do something that's hard. Because I don't know if you got the memo. Chess is bleep it out hard. Chess is bleep hard, right? And so getting, a lot of people get excited and they invest in their premium membership or their books or whatever, because people often buy the motivation that they lack. Did you know that? It's actually like a real study they show, right? People are buying the emotional commitment that they lack to get better, self-improvement, right? To meditate, to do this. And sometimes we think about that because that's not what we want. Like we actually want people to enjoy the learning process, but enjoy and learning are often oxymorons that you struggle with. And so I really feel like that's where we spend a lot of our time thinking about things, is like, how do we make it so people actually get better? And we have a lot of things people can actually get better at, but people actually get better and they stay committed past the humps, right? They stay committed when it's hard. And I really like that about the end games feature. It's one of the reasons we love Puzzle Rush. And we know that you always have to grind and put in the time to be good at anything, but it's okay to approach things in a way that like motivates you. What do people get motivated by? Fun, like social, competition, that kind of stuff. And we love it. Anyway, you feel personally attacked, Ditto Rancher. Me too. That's weird. I always feel personally attacked on these shows. So let me okay, so update. The Computer Chess Championship is only not live right now because we're just running some server updates. But in general, twitch.tv/computer chess, you can go follow that. It will be live, just FYI. And it's something that's a lot of fun. It's a little more fun maybe to watch there than sometimes on chess.com, because you can like subscribe or chat with people in a live way. You can also I think the music plays on Twitch, so you kind of listen to some in the background. Good stuff. All right, cool. So continuing to roll, we've got iOS, we've got Chess TV on the main menu for guest players. So now people can use the app directly to not just play chess without logging in, which is what I said in April, but also they can use the app to quickly like watch a big chess show, right? Because what are all the reasons people engage in the chess community? To play, to learn, and to watch, right? Chess has historically been driven by big events. People love that. And so that's kind of cool that people can just open the app and watch without necessarily having to log in. So there you go. No big updates for Android on this particular report. Fair play. Another 18 players. That's not a typo because we don't make typos when it comes to that stuff. So another 18 players. Again, the same number as April, doubled up from 9 in March. But hey, that's what you got to do, right? You do what you got to do. You got to catch them all. Cheaters are like Pokemon. We're constantly trying to catch them all. Got to catch them all. Got to catch them all. Pokemon, Pikachu. Got to catch them all. So there you go. I think that's how the song goes. It's a lot of fun with computer chess where we are people come on, Dan. It's not a lot of fun with computer chess. Yeah, I hear. That's why I asked SC Carl. I wasn't asking in a trick way. Like a lot of people just don't like computer chess. Some people hate it, but they have to watch it because it's bringing them novelties and ideas, aka super GMs. Like I've talked with a lot of those guys that follow the TCEC, the Chess.com CCC. Like they're following these events because there's weird ideas, right? And they can they're preparing with these neural nets and machine learning ways. That's what the highest levels of chess have been, right? And are becoming the Alpha Zero chess. We joke all the time. There's the Alpha Zero H pawn, right? So top players, you like it or not, you got to be on the cutting edge of some new ways to create things in a game and see how the computers do that against each other. And some people legit love it because they feel like it's the best chess in the world and it's fascinating, right? And so I don't know. I didn't, no judgment, SC Carl. You don't have to like it. I feel you, dog. Seth Chess feels unmotivated and wants to buy lessons from Danny Rensch. They are not available for sale necessarily. Don't do that anymore. I would love to. Yeah, trying to be hip with. I'm not trying to be hip at all. Although I am cool. Okay. All right. Next report. Here we go. It is time for the month of June, which is the month that just ended. So that's good, right? So long, June, and on to July. But here we go. We continue to. Sorry, just checking out YouTube as well. YouTube chat, Twitch chat. We're going to continue with June here, where we finally kind of got the daily puzzle officially live, and that's the first thing it's starting off with here. I can see. So the daily puzzle is officially live in June. We see our man, Deep Green. If you guys don't know, Michael is, he's like the Canadian Brad Pitt. I'm gonna let that sink in, and you decide what that means. And he also is very good at product UX and management. Anyway, so we have the fully released daily puzzle feature. Like I said, we're gonna get into that a little bit later, and that's gonna be a lot of fun because, like we said, it's pretty much a universal win. No real debate there. People love the improvements to that feature. The X key now flips the board in Explored. That is so funny because I didn't even know we were improving that. And I have had some recent private lessons. I don't do that, but with some different, obviously I work with Rain sometimes. This is not a name dropping thing, but sometimes we did like crypto champs, and I had to explain to a lot of people how to use the flip board thing, right? And obviously the X thing is like a huge improvement. I think that again, that's a good note, and I want to make sure that we revisit that. I'm making a note for myself. Anyway, good stuff. We added the animated emojis in chat for play. We're going to get into that later because that is officially getting live like now, and it's a lot of fun. And also for those of you that hate it and don't like smiley faces or people, throwing emotes at you, you can disable it. So no pressure. That's not what this is about. Okay. I'm not trying to force you to have fun. That's not what I'm here to do. Okay. All right, so we added the library to the side panel of the archive page, which is super helpful. Just some basic things. Obviously, it seems like we did some UX UI improvements for lessons. Fixed a bug in Vote Chess, which is helpful. Remember, at the start of this, I announced we're now doing a Danny versus Discord in the Vote Chess. It's actually, we're not even using the Vote Chess tool. This is just purely social. This is my iPhone selfie versus Discord. And so we're gonna play a game versus the world. I fully expect you guys to play like Stockfish and better. In fact, if you don't bring in a 99% accuracy score, I'm gonna be bummed. Okay, but I'm gonna work hard here, and I'm gonna try to trick you as the world. Okay, so get ready. I want Holyfield. All right, and again, some updates to the Endgames trainer, which we're getting into later when I try to do some Endgames with you guys and gals if you don't already use it. Danny, we want circuits and leagues for mid-tier advanced players, 2,000 to 2,400. Be a way for me to create friendly rivalries and become more invested in learning lines, opportunities. Dallin, are you listening up there? Dallin. My wife just called me. When is my wife going to learn my TV schedule? Okay. Can we just talk bad about my wife for a second? Right? When is she going to learn my TV schedule? Okay. Just kidding, honey. Don't yell at me. Okay. So I will call the missus back, but I want to make sure Dallin just saw. Will someone share Seth Chess's question real quick? Staff team, just copy it, paste it, tag Dallin, say Danny wanted you to see it. Because we're not doing it, because you just gave the most validating comment in the world to our chief of product, Dallin, who's been pushing us to launch leagues for a while. I know I'm not supposed to talk about future things. You guys keep yelling at me about it, but it's happening. Leagues is going to be the biggest thing in the world on Chess.com. It's coming. Cat's out of the bag. Thank you, Seth Tress, for the amazing question. It's Dallin. Dallin is our head of product, chief of product here at Chess.com. and he's amazing at what he does, and can't talk more about it. But yeah, it's coming, and we'll put it this way: people have been creating leagues on Chess.com manually for years because we have the world's largest chess community. They do it now with their streamer sub battles. They do it with clubs, right? They organize their game nights. This is going to be so much fun and so game changing. I guess I just put pressure on the team for how soon we're going to get it out, but it's coming and it's going to be awesome, which is why I feel comfortable to talk about it. So JD's here. JD, don't be mad. JD, can we give a death to all developer mindsets and say, when is that happening? Are we able to do that, JD? It will be a while yet. Okay, well, we're on it, and it's huge, and it's going to be awesome, so we hear you. And input methods, creating new websites, like inputting moves, keyboard, and mouse. Oh, that's interesting. You mean like the old school ICC, you just use the keyboard? We use our keyboards for a lot of stuff, especially as creators, streamers, and things like that. So sometimes you have to think about the software to firmware implications, I guess. And sometimes browsers support them differently, Firefox and Chrome. I know I'm giving excuses. Do we want, I mean, I think so, but I think that's kind of an edge use case. Sorry, we got to be real too. Like, I don't think a lot of people care about using the keyboard to play. I mean, like the future of life is what? It's touch screens, right? It's touch screens and a mouse, right? When you're at work and you're alt tabbing because your boss came over. No, I'm not on chess.com. I'm just, I've got these spreadsheets and these TPS load letters in front of me. Thanks, Bill Lumberg. Hi, Bill. I'm gonna need you to get me that memo on Saturday. Anyway, so no one's moving backwards here to the keyboard support. And I say that with like all due respect. Like, I would really like that. I knew exactly what you were talking about. But like I said, I think it's moving the direction of, you know, where this, you know, where you're got to improve technology is like bringing all the things the web has to touchscreen, right? And that's very tricky. So anyway, those are the things I would say about that. Do CrossFit every day. I do CrossFit every day because I'm an addict every day. All right, here we go. So we also added the lessons for Endgames Trainer. That was kind of what this was. And for those of you, you know, how many of you actually raise your hand? How many of you actually do an endgame, get stuck, and give up in frustration, or go like, damn it, and then you click that like learn tab and the practice tab so that you can go learn the lesson? I'll tell you, I actually did, which is why endgame is so fun, because like I'm like, man, why am I struggling with this? And like I would like go to the like, what lesson do we have on this, right? So that's kind of the idea, is you get motivated, you have a bunch of fun. And then you're like, I'm going to go do the lesson because apparently I'm not that good at the knight and bishop checkmate, LOL, right? So there we go. All right, we've got adding preview boards when hovering over the active games list and events. That was a feature personally from Danny. So thank you so much, Marco. Love you, babe. Love you, babe. Performance enhancements in play. Love that. Always good. We've got the improved presence service. I don't know if we ever announced. I should ask Ben, our CTO, real quick privately. I just got told we're supposed to go on a break, which is great because I'm about to wrap up the product segment here. So I hear you, production team. We're about to take our first break, everybody. But before we do, I'm going to see at the break, you know, what we can talk about in regards to a certain thing, just because it was a really exciting, big thing for us, setting up the future of tech on chess.com. And so I want to see what we can share about that. Okay. Lots of great looking updates to the openings. Yes, we did. We launched the skinny evaluation bar, which for the most part was meant positively, and also people don't care, but some people actually didn't like the skinny evaluation bar. Some people, it's so funny. It feels like the same people that were yelling at us when we added the eval bar, take it away. I don't want the eval bar, even though almost everyone enjoys complete information. When you look at something, you kind of want to know the truth. You can learn from the commentators, but you kind of like to know the mathematical truth. So the same people that didn't want us to have an eval bar now are mad at us that the eval bar is skinny. But I will say this, we did hear you on some of the improvements. We actually have an update coming to this very soon. The new skinny eval bar is going to, in /play or analysis, if you go there, it's going to be a little bigger. We're actually going to add the eval number back so you can always see the eval in terms of numbers live, not just where the bar is. So we heard you, we love you, and we're actually making immediate improvements. I just approved it with Dallin. Why am I spitting? I don't know. Excuse me. I just approved it with Dallin like literally 20 minutes ago upstairs. So the new, some improvements to the eval bar are coming. Okay, stop yelling. Thank you. We are listening there. Okay, so we keep moving and get to fair play. Look at that. Huge breakthrough. 10 players. Let's go, right? Let's go. Let's go, world. Less cheating, right? That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. And looks like we actually need to update this. I'm going to throw that at Michael. Looks, oh, wait, that's just a weird font thing. Oh, it's there, but I can't see it. Very interesting. Okay, very nice. We have ideas here. What is going on here? It's like a weird chroma key issue with the show. But okay, I highlighted it. Now you can see the numbers. 36,696 support cases. Man, that support team is working hard. We are working hard for you. 24 days of the year, 7 hours a week, right here. We're going to take a very quick break here on the state of chess. We will be right back here on Chess.com. And we are back here again with the State of Chess with our first employee spotlight. Staff member joining us here is Chrissy Weber. She is our human resources coordinator. And Chrissy, you've been in the HR industry, if that's a thing, I should say, for some time before joining Chess.com this year. Tell everybody about what you did, if you would, as much as you want to talk about what you did before Chess.com and what you do here. So go ahead.
Well, if you let me talk, then I'll just continue on all day. So I'll try to keep it short. But I worked in HR for about 9 years.
Okay.
Prior to this, I worked as an HR manager for a production company in Dubai called ProTech. And basically, what they did was they uh, created events like staging, audio, video production, and stuff like that around the city of Dubai. It was a really cool, really, really awesome job. I moved there from Florida and I kind of went with nothing. I didn't have a job. I went to school and I got my master's, but I didn't have that kind of experience yet overseas. And I went there and it was really, really awesome. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to work in really diverse settings with people from multiple cultures, multiple language. So I got to learn a lot about the ins and out of a company, but also for that represents a lot of different things. So
That's amazing.
yeah, I got to learn a lot in terms of HR management. I kind of learned on my feet, and so I think that's given me a huge background of onboarding and trading, and still being really understanding of what it means to be with a company of different cultures and religions and have a diverse background.
I literally knew none of that about the production company in Dubai, so much so that I'm going to say that we, in our last World Championship prep meeting, which was a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about, and I put it on someone's plate who's actually in our company call to connect, to maybe do the research and
Mhm.
connect us with production companies in Dubai. Like, we literally have a person on staff who knows everybody. I'm not kidding. So we've got to connect. This is what happened. Our company is growing too much. We don't even have everybody connecting where they should. But that's really awesome. And we will be in Dubai for the World Chess Championship. So legit, we're gonna have to follow up after this. So back
That's
back to chess.
amazing. Yeah.
That's
There's
amazing. And don't be afraid to go on and on. One, we're that's super helpful info. Two, no one needs to hear anything more that I have to say. So keep going. And on that note, I'll ask. So now to chess.com, right? You have an amazing background. You've been working in HR for a long time. And so now you're at chess.com, and take us through a day in the life of Chrissy Weber here as an HR coordinator.
it's really exciting because I mean, just last year in January 2020, if you look, there was not only, but there was 170, I think, employees, and now there's 292, and that is a huge increase. And whenever you have that
Gosh,
much,
don't remind me. Yeah, go ahead.
I think
Yeah.
after this phone call, there probably will be two more. Just there's constantly being people added to the team, and that's hard because you want to induct someone into the company and make sure they're comfortable and confident so that they're ready, to start into a new job. Everybody's a little bit nervous on their first day of work or their first week of work, and that can be really nerve-wracking. So I think like proper onboarding is really important because you want to give people the tools that you can
Right.
to succeed and to feel confident in the role that they're about to take. So I think it's really important that these kind of onboarding processes are put in place. So I think a place like chess.com, where you want this family feel, because everybody just seems like you know each other and you have this common interest of chess, which is awesome. But you want them to feel good about work, and you don't want them to take away that little bit of nerve that everybody will have whenever they first start a job.
So the common interest in chess, is that what brought you to chess.com? Right? Are you a sandbagger? You're real good.
I don't think so, but it's a personal journey for me.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I, it,
It's not going well for me. I hope it's going better for you. So go ahead.
but you're a phenomenal player, and I'm not. Uh, but it's something that I like to get better at, and I can see the progress in myself. So I think I mean, just 2 months ago, I went on this huge losing streak where I just kind of was really emotionally losing. And my score was probably about a 500. I shouldn't even admit that. But now I'm working my way up, and now I'm back at 730, which is nothing to brag about, but
That's amazing.
it's
Yeah.
small increments for me. And I do learn a lot from
I will tell you, it's one of
using
the
the app.
It's one of the funniest things when we especially in the early years of like the company growing, like there were these conversations where people be like, oh, like, but don't talk to me about my chess. Like I'm the worst. And we're like, one, that was never a condition like for working here. And two, I think that a lot of like the perception of it being something you shouldn't dabble in unless you're a master has been kind of hurtful for the game, right? It's obviously something we're trying to change. And I think a lot of players like love the game just as much as professionals, whether you're rated 2,500 or not. So anyway, you talked about obviously all the HR onboarding stuff. That's fair to say that's where your main focus is. But what other things are you focused on as an HR leader here, and what you do, and what other projects are you working on?
I think you always want to have good interpersonal relations and have communication, especially in a remote company like Chess.com. There's so many different challenges that there are. So on your first day of work, you want to know where your desk is, who are my team leads,
Right.
do I have a computer, what is my account? And you have different things like that because people, I think one of the common questions I get in during the recruitment process or during an interview is people say, well, how do we get to know each other? How do we feel like this isn't just like me on a computer every day? And you have to have little things to get people talking differently. So I
Yeah.
think one of the major things Chess does, and I think this is amazing, is they have a meetup every year. So it's a huge meetup for of almost 300 people, and you have to kind of coordinate all of that and get people to want to come. And that in itself is a challenge, but it gives everyone something really exciting to look forward to because you work with these people day in and day out, and you're just kind of talking via video, via Slack, and then you get this chance to really meet each other, and that is
Yeah.
so amazing because you already feel like you kind of know each other, but then you get this time to kind of have like not a vacation but a nice break and really get to know people face to face.
I feel like our meetups are hardly a vacation. No, I'm kidding. No, they're
No.
amazing. And you mentioned the meetup, so I know you're working on that, and we are gonna have a meetup this year. Obviously, everyone knows last year was not a thing where companies did that, but we're super pumped. And like you said, now we have a lot more people coming to the Caribbean. So anyway, that's awesome. What are some of the challenges you face? Maybe we'll go through that. This has been super helpful for me. I guess I need to learn more about this, but also like what are the difficulties there? And is COVID, am I allowed to say COVID on camera these days? I don't remember if they're going to censor me, but how much harder has that made that process to like make someone feel, a part of a family when you're already working alone? The remote asynchronous lifestyle is one of the things that we're super proud of here, right? That people kind of get to kind of do what they want to do, right? And people feel super supported, that they don't live to work, they work to live, right? And we that is part of our culture. But how much harder has it been to make people feel a part of our culture during a time where they're already suffering sometimes in their own lives, maybe in terms of the desired amount of social interaction?
I think it can be tough, but I think there's ways to go about it. Of you need to be introduce your team and keep constant communication and not just feel like you're kind of an island on your own. So I think it's really important that you have meetups, announcements, and you celebrate milestones like whenever someone's been working for 5, 10, 12 years. So I think that stuff needs to be celebrated and talked about. And even also small things like, oh, it is someone's birthday. And I think that's so great that everyone kind of chimes in and, hey, happy birthday, happy birthday. Um,
I love the
I
birthday
think
thing.
little
Every
things like
morning I
that.
wake up and look
I
at
do
Slack, and
too.
I go to the general room and I'm like, oh, it's Chrissy's birthday today. Happy birthday. Like, so anyway.
I love that, but and I also think that that casual manner, like where everybody has this group Slack channel, we all can put it
Yeah.
in, and we all have different channels of balance, or if you like camping and stuff like that, and you can kind of bond via conversation like that, and it doesn't feel forced because no one likes to feel forced into a conversation or an awkward situation. So it's nice that you can just join, and then you can meet people like that really naturally, uh, and also in kind of a work setting.
Cool. Well, it sounds awesome. I mean, how's it working with Brendan?
We are so similar that it is so great to work with someone who's just like you. Like we're always constantly double, triple checking things, always editing our Slack messages because there's might be a typo in it. We're very similar. So it's really nice to work with someone who kind of understands that type of mindset.
Love it. For those who don't know, Brendan is Brennan is our head of HR. So I was just giving her a chance to just do an HR no and talk bad about her boss on camera, but it didn't work. So anyway, Chrissy, I don't have any other questions. This has been awesome to get to know you more and to get to know you better. And what's your favorite feature on Chess.com?
I actually love playing the computers on the different difficulty levels.
Okay. The
It's
bots.
so, yeah, I really like that, and it seems like a small thing, but I really like it just because I can kind of see where I stand in terms of who's rating who and if I'm doing better, if I'm not doing better. But I also have been using the end games a lot and analysis. Oh my gosh,
Okay.
I analyze every single game I play. I
I love
love
it.
using, yeah, I feel like I really learned a lot from that.
Awesome. Well, this has been great, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Wasn't too bad, right?
No, a little nervous, but I hope I was okay.
No, it was great. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for being here. So, all right,
Thanks for
everybody.
having me.
This has been Chrissy Weber, and remember, you can get to know a lot of different staff members. You go to chess.com/about, and like Chrissy said, I made a prediction that we would be at 300 by the end of the year, and it looks like it was. I thought at one point it wasn't going to happen, but like you're saying, we're going to be at 300 here soon. So crazy stuff. You're busy, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
All right. And we are back. That was awesome, by the way, getting to know Chrissy, like legit. I hope everyone enjoyed that. And that was legit. Me and her getting to know each other for the first time. And the company has grown so much and gotten that much bigger that I didn't know anything about the Dubai production company history, which is legit going to be amazing. And chatting about all the things that we're doing to onboard a crazy amount of people. It's awesome and a lot of fun. So cool. Thank you to Chrissy for joining us. And it's time for us to move on to our next segment. You can see it highlighted there again, weatherman style. Boom. It's like getting better at that. I'm getting better at, not getting it wrong. The features, kind of just features fun. It's just where Danny just bleeping around on the site, but legit, it's about maybe diving into some of the things we were talking about. Get your feature requests. This is your chance. I'll be reading chat while kind of playing with the features myself. And, if there's ideas you have, or if you have feedback or just want to say it's awesome, that's all we want to hear. We don't want to hear if you hate it. No, I'm kidding. So let's, without any further ado, let's jump right in. Here we go. The first feature we've been sitting here talking a bunch about is the endgame trainer, right? I already mentioned that we started kind of teasing it we started kind of teasing it in the previews as far back as April, and then it was obviously in May, and then June. I think it was really officially fully out probably in June. So anyway, as far as the just in case you missed the first part of the show, we already did our product review sections of the last few months, and now let's do some end games. I'm gonna read your chat while we're doing some end games, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to play for fun. So anyway, I don't own any leaderboard spots. Can we just get that out of the way? Because one of the things about the leaderboard spot, still owned by this guy, Phantom Chess, is they understand how to pre-move a little bit better than I do. So they basically have the engine responses like memorized. So that one's easy, right? But like if I'm giving some sort of like check and then do the engine responses, I have to pre-move to have any chance at getting the best record, and that's hard when you don't know what the engine's going to do. Like that, darn it, he switched on me. He switched on me. Boom, boom, boom. Make a mushroom. Did I do it? 28 seconds. I am slow. I'm so old and so slow. Okay, that's actually close to my best time. Okay, any hooters. But I want to go to like some of the ones that are, so what are some things we're developing to make this a little more interesting for those of you who didn't even know that you could now basically race your favorite end games. So these are end games that are all sort of like critical for someone's chess career. Legit, they are. And some of them are critical like for master and grandmaster level players. I mean, I think one of the biggest proponents and streamers of it is Amon Hamilton. Amon probably has used endgames a lot. If you don't follow the twitch.tv/chessbra channel, you should. Twitch.tv/chessbra. But he's done a lot of the queen versus rook and some of the ones that just get really hard as you go. Like this is known as the Philidor position. This is a famous queen versus rook position that you should know the forced win in if you don't. And a lot of the origins of this feature, for those of you who don't know, came from our original drills feature. So I'm going to go there real quick. The drills have been around for forever, like for a long time. And this was something that actually my former director of content partner and I, David Pruis, shout out to the Chess Dojo channel as well. Chess Dojo, David is one of the guys over there. He'll actually be doing commentary in an upcoming Junior Speed Chess Championship. David and I literally did this based on how we like taught private lessons. It's like when you're teaching a private lesson, these are the end games you want your student to know, meaning it's not just in a one-off private lesson. When you have a student and you're working with them for years, like how do you build up their end games? Well, you start like legit, you start with king on the 6th, pawn on the 5th, which is what the first end game is. And they have to know that. Once they know that, you build their muscles backwards to forwards by moving to this. Now they understand the goal is to reach king on the 6th, pawn on the 5th, right? And then the next one you build upon is this one. And this is actually like the Soviet method of like coaching king and pawn endgames. Like you want to go simplest to more complex because it allows you to see the forest through the trees in a complex scenario when you know what's coming, right? So like you give someone who knows nothing about king and pawn opposition this position, beginners just do it. Give it to a beginner, they screw it up every time. Like they move the pawn first, right? Or they'll move the pawn too soon. And so part of the goal as a chess coach is building blocks of knowledge so that you can look at a more complex position, like a position that is not theoretically winning for 50 moves, but a grandmaster looks at it and just knows it's winning, doesn't have to calculate the moves. And that's what the drills feature is all about. And so the end games is kind of like the Puzzle Rush version of that, right? We took a lot of what we've had on the site forever and sort of gamified the experience a little bit. A lot of the positions here are the drills that we've built that you need to know to play good rook and pawn endings. Like if you don't know this one, you got to drive the pawn up so that when the king has to move, you can backdoor him with the backdoor rook trick, right? So all these positions are incredibly important for your chess career. And now the goal is to try to do them as quickly as you can to be someone. And what's funny is even this process of finishing the job and doing an endgame as quickly as you can is something that you'll often have a student do. In that, obviously, and again, I'm doing it like just a chess master would. I don't know what the computers are going to do, and so I'm not going to be setting a record here. For the record, I'm not going to be setting a record. I'm just going to do these endgame fundamentals, and even this is something you would often have a student do, because the point is that you want them to not just know end games, but be able to convert them with time pressure. And this is a skill that I've harped on a lot as a chess coach, because often we talk about doing the Lucina, which is this idea you bring the rook up so that I can block checks. Now I can bring the king out and you'll see what happens. I did what we call building a bridge because I can block the check. So if he kept checking me, he was going to lose. So we built a bridge. Now I can block the checks. I'm going to go back and get a queen. And again, the computer is going to make me checkmate him, which is fine. But often when it comes to real breakthroughs with a student, it's not just that they know how to convert a rook and pawn ending and know the Lucina, but they have to be able to do it with no time on the clock, right? Because when you reach a complex rook ending after a long, hard-fought game, what are the chances you have 2 hours to figure it out, right? Very little. In fact, most of the time these days, people are just playing bullet. So you may think you know these end games like the Lucina, but can you do it with like 10 seconds on the clock? And so if we're talking about the practical value of this particular trainer, meaning the end games trainer here, to play and convert these positions against a computer, there's very real practical value here, because the whole point is you want to be able to convert these positions. See, and already that was probably not my best move, but it's okay. I will still get there. And now he's going to back up and I'm going to come in. Now I'll push. And did I just blunder it away? See, already I have to be careful with this stuff. So what's funny is the computers are so freaking good. This is like a human defense that's super hard to remember because they separate the king and the pawn. Did I already? No, I didn't mess it up. Relax, Dan. You didn't mess it up. I know you're nervous because you have thousands of people watching you. Dan, don't get nervous, Dan. And now you're talking to yourself. Like that doesn't look weird at all. That you would need to talk to yourself in order to convert an endgame. That's not weird at all, Dan. So now we're gonna push. Yep. So the computers will make it, a real irritating job. I'm gonna bring this up so I can slide my rook over. No, I'm not. I'm just playing. I'm gonna play. What am I thinking? I'm just gonna go here. See, now there's a stalemate trick. Did I just blunder this? Did I legit just blunder this endgame? You see, doing it with time pressure is a totally different thing. Now he's threatening to play rook takes g6. Damn it. What in the world is going on here? Why do we make this tool so hard? Freaking frustrated right now. Okay. It's so funny because I did fail. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want you guys to clip this, and I don't want to talk about this ever again. ever again, I don't want to talk about this endgame. Okay, I'm just going to let him stalemate it so you guys can see. Okay, so that's the thing that can happen. I did that for your benefit so that you could learn something. Okay, I did that so you could learn how not to screw up these endgames. So you're welcome. That's why I did that. So anyway, I was talking about the feature, and the point is that you have to be able to do these things under pressure in a real game scenario against practical defense. And it gets messed up a lot, even by good players. And so the point of the endgames tool, in addition to kind of making it fun and gamifying it, by the way, look, there's only one person at the top of the leaderboard here that tells you that this particular one is actually tricky. And then so what happens is, like, you might go in, you might fail, and then you might choose to practice it and jump to the third position, right? Or the fourth position, and you can practice it with the help of the engine, right? Because if you practice it, now what you're practicing is with kind of the hint of the eval bar, right? You can get some hints if you want on the best move. So anyway, and then if you're still failing, you can go take a lesson and get some advice on how to handle that rook ending. So I noted how not to do it for you guys and gals, and I'm always here for you to do things like that. That's it. That's what I'm here to do. I know BJH is going to make me hear about this later. That was bad. Anyway, but that's the idea. So the reason I'm saying it is because it's actually, like, as a chess coach, part of the reason we did this, because I have never stopped yelling at Eric and the product team, that one of the things I am most proud of that we did in the early years at Chess.com, way back in the beginning, before any other chess site had it. Okay, you can see our drills has been around forever. We spent a ton of time devising a curriculum of how we would do this. And we made hundreds of positions, but it was hard and it wasn't fun, right? And so we wanted to do something that motivated people to learn tough endgames, right? So this is more fun to do, and you can practice it against the computer, compete against your friends. And so what's coming next year, and again, I don't want to overdo it, but if we go back to endgames real quick, I will just say that there is already, given like the community's response, there's already a major V2 coming that is going to fix some of the things that we noticed that you all taught us. One, like in the easy ones, the ones where people love to compete, you can memorize probably a little too easily. So we're going to develop a system to randomize, but still make it kind of just as easy, just as hard. It's a little bit random. Think about it like Puzzle Rush, in the sense of, yeah, you could say your friend got 33 and you got 32. Maybe his was slightly easier that time on how the randomness of the positions were delivered. But overall, if you keep using the tool, right, it's good for both you. You're both getting better. And, that's not really like a game-changing factor, right? I think the goal is for us to make it a little more competitive, a little more random. So it's less, kind of like doesn't get stale. And then the second thing is we're adding a lot of positions and we're adding a lot of categories. So Endgames V2 is already in the work. Shout out to Sam and Jeremy, the content chess team, working hard on that, and to the product team that's already working on the next stage of Endgame. So I will read chat now for the first time and see how many people were making fun of me about that. Hopefully not too many. So yeah, that was a lot of throwing for content. That's what I do, Tharki Raja. I throw for content. I was the first one throwing for content, right? Before it was cool, before people were like, oh, he threw for content. Like, you just go watch old videos. I was throwing for content all the time. You think I actually was stalemating someone in the Danny Rensch loses his mind video? You think I would actually do that? Come on. Whatever. Throwing for content. Okay. Here we go. Endgames is already live, bro. Diacron. Endgames V2, we're working on it. Endgames has been live. It's been live, bro. All right, next feature. Moving on to, well, Alex, let's bring up the daily double. That's the daily double. No, the daily puzzle, Alex Trebek, right? Damn, Alex Trebek, by the way. Anyway, so here we go. We've got the daily puzzle improved, and it is so awesome. So the new daily puzzle, again, if you haven't done it yet, just go to chess.com/daily chess puzzle. But most importantly, you can actually see your history. If you click on the calendar, you can go back. I have solved some puzzles. Maybe I didn't do any in June. Wow, the last time I did the don't yell at me. Wow. The last time I did, man, this is revealing. How often do you use the feature on your own site, Dan? You just got humiliated in front of a lot of you. No, I'm kidding. I actually did the daily puzzle for a long time on the forum, and this is I didn't do it after May because I was testing it and was kind of waiting for it to go live. But now we're going to do some daily puzzles. And you know what the coolest thing about the new feature is? I can start right here with pins and needles, and then I can move backwards. Knight d6, rook c7. We're going to make up for the lack of, bam, I did it. Sweet. So you can see the comments of the daily puzzle. You click that thing, you go to the comments. Okay, pretty awesome. I don't even want that. I want to keep solving. And now we're going to go back to the daily puzzle. Let's go speed run. Can someone throw some time on the clock? Dan's going to speed run the month of June. We're going to speed run. Okay, let's get an impromptu timer on the clock here, huh? We'll keep track of it, staff. My producer is working super hard. He's the man. He's gonna get me a timer right now. I already see him working on it. We're gonna speed run. We're gonna speed run the daily puzzle. Either that, or we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Back before speed runs were actually tracked. We're just gonna say that no matter what happens, I did it faster than any human being has ever solved the entire month of June. In fact, I think I can say that because most of you guys are solving it daily, and I don't think anyone has speed run the month of June yet. So let's just say that I'm about to be the world record holder. This is classic Dan, inventing formats and ways for him to feel good about his chess. Classic me. I am now the world. I am going about here. Okay, someone clip this line right here, not the ones before this. Danny Rensch becomes the world record holder for daily chess puzzles in the month of June. It feels so good. Thank you. So first, I haven't done it yet, but do we have the timer? Are we doing the timer? Okay, we're getting the timer. I'm going to wait. There's my guy. We've got to restart it as soon as I haven't even been looking at the position yet. So we've got the timer up. We're going to start at 0. I'm not looking at the position yet. Promise. I'm just kind of waiting. Are we good? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Mick. All right, here we go. Ready, set, go. Okay, it's got to be rook takes b7 and queen f3. No, I'm already humiliated. Oh, it was queen. Wait. Okay, we're gonna try again. World record holder for the daily puzzle in the month of June. That's me. And then it's got to be this. What a weird. I just thought I was checking. I wasn't even thinking about the defensive move. Okay, so now I can watch a video, which is cool. By the way, again, that's actually really cool. But I don't need to try again. So now I click this and I do the next one. Ooh, June 2nd. Here we go. Okay, very nice. Here we go. Here we have these many ideas. Okay, wait, what is it? June 2nd. Was that a weekend? By the way, our daily puzzles get harder throughout the week. So Friday and Saturday are typically harder than earlier in the week. So what in the world is this one? I'm solving this with critical thinking. There's nothing here. Bishop b5 check, queen takes b5, get nothing, or get wrecked. There's no, what am I down here? You should always count. You always take stock of the position. The essence of the position is white is royally bleeped if I don't come up with something. I'm down way too much material to feel good about it. There has to be something. What is this? Okay, b4 is a way to like distract the queen, but black has en passant. So what does that do? Man, my world record is going to be shattered by someone, but all that matters is I'm going to have the world record. And if they want to beat me, they can. It's got to be on video or it didn't happen. Pics or it didn't happen. Oh, wait, bishop d2. Bishop d2 suddenly. So I was focused on this square. Here's how I solved this. Just focus on. Wait, don't teach them how you solved it right now, Dan. You're doing a speed run. What? How is that not the thing? Bishop d2 takes. I have bishop b5 check and win the queen. Where does the queen go? Is there some? Because if bishop d2, if he doesn't take, the queen goes to a8. I have bishop b5 check. I assume bishop d2 was the decoy. Okay, there's clearly something I'm missing in the defensive response to bishop d2. Wait, Hikaru's already done January through July? Darn Hikaru. He owns every freaking speedrun record. Why don't you leave, Augustus, leave some room for later. Let the rest of us play and get speedruns. Man. Just kidding, obviously. So it's not there. So I have to deflect the queen from bishop b5. So bishop d2 does that, takes, I win the queen, but so does that mean there's something better? Queen d8 could be played. I guess I don't actually see a win on that yet because bishop b5, king e7, bishop back to g5, hitting the queen, he has f6. So there's got to be a better way to deflect the queen right now. Ah, okay, got it. As soon as I saw it, I played it. Okay, that's it. Bishop. Okay, next one. The speed run continues. I'm coming for Hikaru's record right now. Okay, this one is rook h8. If king takes, I flip over. If bishop takes, now I can play queen here because moving the rook doesn't save it because you check and take. So it's got to be rook h8 first. Okay, finally. Finally, I'm making progress in my life. What is wrong with my life? Jeez Louise. Okay, so now I'm black and I'm on the attack. Yo, hashtag rhyme time. Gonna commit the crime. Solving the daily puzzle, right? You know, I'm sorry. I had no plan for that rap, so I didn't think. I'm no Harry Mack. I'll say that. If Chekaruski, you deflect the king and go to c2, he can block it, but I am just winning in that end game, correct? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, black is coming this way? Well, that's irritating AF. AF means as friendly, okay? Don't ever forget it. That's what I've told my kids. My 8-year-old daughter heard my 15-year-old son say AF the other day. She's like, what does that mean? I said, it means as friendly because your brother is as friendly as can be. And your brother would never say AF if it meant anything but as friendly because he's as friendly as can be. Next, and then I looked at my 15-year-old. Oh, and he got the dad eyes. Oh, did he get the dad eyes? Okay, back to the puzzle. As friendly as can be is what AF means. Here we go. This position is bananas. I hate end games. Seriously, does anyone? So it's white to move. God, I'm an idiot. Just take here. If you play b2, they play here. So is the move like bishop b4 or something? If b2, if g7, I'm all flipped around. If g7, rook to g1, I don't see it. So bishop b4 is one way to deflect, right? And if they play bishop g5, and if rook to g1, is there no like check trick, right? Like check, they move the king. So now I'm actually looking at it correctly. So that's helpful. We might have to cancel this whole idea of speed running the month of June. This show could become 7 hours. Oh man, epic fail. Sure, the team is already like, Danny, don't. Geez, wow. Like you're gonna have to take a break soon. Okay, it's got to be bishop here. Now that I'm looking at it, bishop there takes away the square for the rook, and then they go here, and then you play here. And the point is now they can't have rook to g3 because of bishop here. Man, I am a genius. Next. Okay, what in the world? Man, who's letting Dane do all these daily puzzles? That guy is making my life hard. This is too difficult for me. Okay, check. Okay, this is one of those. Okay, this is one of those geometry ones that's a real pain, if you know what I'm talking about. It's going to be one of those weird tricks. You have to see the idea or you're lost, right? I mean, okay, there's all kinds of ways to trick the king. They have this move d5. If bishop d3 check, king here. Okay, you can't like check the king out. He runs to safety. So where's the idea? Bishop to c4 is interesting. And then I'm not threatening this because they can take here. If bishop to c4 takes h1, I got no fun. Nothing loving. No loving. No McLovin. This show is not sponsored by that company. Okay. Yeah. Knight check, queen takes. Oh man. How do you do this? But at least by the way, look at my calendar. The whole point of this is to feature the new feature. I am solving all these daily puzzles. It's actually really cool to try to like complete all of them. It feels good inside to do something meaningful with my life. At least I've solved all the daily puzzles. And your kids can be like, what have you done with your life today? Well, I solved the daily puzzle. What did you do, Dad? I don't want your life. If you attack the queen, the problem, I had this idea bishop e2, but the problem is not that they take with knight g3. The problem is they take the knight. Bishop e2, queen takes knight, and then what gives, right? How do I finish the job here on the king? I don't see it. If bishop b7, d5, there's nothing. This is hard. If check, king d5, is there some trick there? Oh man, I'm sure chat already sees it. I don't want to read you, chat, because I don't want you to tell me the answer. Yeah, maybe we should allow a phone to the friend. I just read chat will. It should allow a phone friend. Yeah. We've got, where are we at on time here? I know we have other things to cover. This is the world record is, okay. So I'm about to run up against the failure anyway. So I guess as soon as I've officially failed, I guess we'll call this segment. The world record is 9 minutes and 20. Hikaru solved the entire month in 9 minutes and 21 seconds. Can we get a fact check on that? Oh, okay. Good call. Okay, way to go. Way to go, team. Way to trick me. I don't understand what to do here. There's got to be some weird way you trap the king. I've looked at c4. It doesn't do anything. Queen takes h1. If bishop b7 check, d5. If c4, queen takes h1. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm officially over. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Let's get a hint. It's c4. Boom goes the dynamite. Oh, is that not the best feature inclusion to the next feature you didn't even know we were going to reveal today? That's right. You can now drop live emotes on the board. And then when you click them, they explode. C4, boom goes the dynamite. Can I win a freaking Emmy for that? I couldn't have written that. I couldn't have written that. C4 was the answer to a puzzle I accidentally got stuck on. And I said, boom goes the dynamite right before dropping my new favorite feature. Let's bring it back to the board. You can now click and you can add other things and make them explode. This is going to be so much fun for streamers. Okay, but what the freak is the answer here? Seriously. C5? What? That's freaking brilliant. You play c5, so now when you check, you can en passant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when we give Dane too much time on his hands. Can someone clip this and share with Dane? That is too difficult. I'm going to analyze it. Wow. Look at that move. C4. C5. I don't know why my voice is acting. It doesn't matter what you do. I mean, you could sack the queen, I guess. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what you do. I'm checkmating you. And if you try to run with the king, well, now you walk into the skewer. Oh my God, that was the best daily puzzle I've seen in years. Okay. Well, there you go, everybody. I just revealed that we have another feature. We talked about endgames and daily puzzle and premium, but we actually just pushed a feature that is not quite live to all of you yet. It's in beta and will be live before our next show. We're super excited about it. This is just a ton of fun. And it's awesome for entertainment in terms of the broadcast and the shows and the streamers again. But we're going to intro this quick video here that our own Will did, who was hanging out in the Twitch chat. I believe his official title is social media guy at the site, social media person. He's just hanging out. Yeah, that's Will, the social media guy. And he just did this video. Let's check it out.
さよならは言えたのダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ強いお酒でも歪まない思い出が別れた
How awesome was that video, right? Shout out to Will. That was hilarious. Okay. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, these emotes are designed to be fun. And again, people who don't want them, you can just disable it easily. Obviously, you can disable chat. You don't have to use it. And the emotes, when you use them, they are only local to you. So great for streamers. Obviously, we have a very big streaming community. Great for shows. And yeah, anyway, awesome stuff. So we're actually going to take a very quick break, and I'm going to do a little bit more of a display of this feature and explain how to use it. But when we come back, it is time for, we'll give a quick rack up to that awesome fun feature and preview what's up next. A lot of huge events coming to the calendar. Over the Board Chess is back. We're preparing for the World Chess Championship. So much awesome stuff going on. Don't go anywhere. The State of Chess continues in just a momento. Starring Guy Pearce.